responsibility? Who has the bigger responsibility? Who brings forth life? I bring forth life. My womb is sacred. And this is why it matters. This is why it matters what I'm
Well,
doing.
he's the
This is why we are
leader.
not
Well,
equal.
but
Learn
but
something from
wait
her,
a
Why
baby.
he
minute.
doesn't want
You're
you
a
to
saint,
cheat
baby.
because you'll
A
bring
saint.
somebody else's baby in his house.
Exactly, which is also that's also that's disgraceful.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
So
he
one
knows his
thing
seed. He knows
I don't know if
he
I was
knows who he knows
if
where
my
he's
mic was
planted his
muted.
seed.
If my mic was muted before I was saying this, but was
Oh,
he
go ahead now.
communicating before he stepped out on this relationship, like you said? Like, I just want to know, was this a communication before he stepped out and did what he did,
She's
or
so
like did he
beautiful.
just
Coach, but
come forth with this?
so my whole point is that part that doesn't matter. That should not matter because that should not matter because the bigger picture is how did we get here?
I
Why
am
did
not
your
a
man
mind
tell you
reader.
that he was
I am not a
monogamous and
mind
now
reader.
he isn't
I
no
don't know
longer?
what you want unless you say it.
No, it's about holding yourself accountable. Hold yourself
But how am I
accountable.
going to be
If
accountable if
I
you
know that
don't
I'm
communicate
performing,
that
if
with
I know
me?
that I'm performing top tier, if I know I'm performing top tier, if I know I showed up as a virgin, if I know that I'm walking in what I said to be true, and then you do something, I have every right to go there. You know what? He's not going to say nothing. He's going to let me tear the house down if I choose to because he understands it's a big betrayal. Because he'll understand that I did not deserve whatever is happening. But most of the time, you guys rah, 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 and you're not even what you think you are. You are not enough. You guys want the career and the family, and you want to have smacks when you feel like it. And if it's that time of the month, just deal with it, sir. I have no, what do you want me to do? Like, you guys do not live up
But
to the
I think that
standard.
that falls back on the communication part. Like
No, why does
you
he have
saying
to
that doesn't
communicate his
matter. You're
needs?
saying
Let her
communication.
finish. Let her finish.
This is
She
a
has a
simple
message.
need. How does he need to communicate that he needs smacks? Before you got the ring, you understood the assignment. Couldn't keep you off of him before you got married.
So, Melanie, who is they? You keep saying they. Who is they?
This sounds
Hey,
real
if it doesn't
personal. This sounds
apply, let it
like
fly.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
I
don't
was
want
just
to.
asking who you're considering as
Just
they.
talking in general.
I'm talking in general. So if it don't apply, I expect anyone that it doesn't apply to let it fly.
So I 100% believe in the man as the leader. I 100% believe that it's up to the woman to submit as well as it is to a man to submit to God. But what you're just saying, if a man is out there giving up his body to another woman, that is not of God. And if you are submitting to God as the leader, because that's what you're talking about, submission and the man being the leader and the women following. If you're the leader and you're going outside of the marriage and you answer to God,
That ain't
tell
right.
me how that is acceptable
No,
to
he
God.
so first of all, he answers to God and you answer to him. The children answer
Correct.
to you.
Okay, so I'm asking you, if he steps out, tell me
But
how
that's
that's acceptable to
but
God.
that's none of your that's not the conversation. He doesn't owe you that conversation. He owes
I'm
God that
asking
conversation.
you.
Parker,
She
no,
was
I'm
no,
praying
asking
because no,
properly.
you.
no.
She was praying
I've heard a lot.
properly.
I've heard this whole conversation. Melanie, like
Hold on,
maybe you're
Tiffany.
praying.
And
It's
in the
so
Maybe
Bible,
sad.
they
you're
had
praying.
multiple
Hold
Maybe
on.
God
wives
is
and
I
not
asked Melanin a
concubines.
listening.
question. Hold
Ladies,
But
on.
you
I
we
guys,
need
asked
to
you
her a
mute
guys bring
question.
up
ourselves
the
and learn
Bible,
from
but
these
in the
women.
Bible, they had wives and
Be a
concubines.
woman
So why are we
savior.
No,
talking
they
about
didn't
the
have.
Bible?
You're not talking about the New Testament. We're under the
It
New
doesn't
Testament.
matter. The Bible is
It
the
does
Bible.
She
matter.
It's
made
It
this
Y'all
up.
there.
does
talking
matter.
about
America. Back in Africa, it wouldn't be this.
Thank you.
We're not in
hold
Africa,
on.
Stan.
I'm
Even
Yeah,
in
saying
the
but
it's an
see,
American
jungle,
why does a
even in the
philosophy.
man?
Hold
jungle,
on, we
baby,
got to
even
talk
in the
one by one
jungle,
so we can make
the
sure we
women
hear
choose the
everybody.
leaders of their pack. Wait, what are y'all really even talking about? Like women
Baby,
choose
you
the
gotta
leaders
learn
of their
something. Come
pack.
on.
Even the Lion Kingdom, they choose the leader of their pack. If he's not qualified, they will jump him out of the pack. The women will beat that man
Yeah, and that
out
leader
of the
has how
pack.
many
So
wives?
my
That
thing
leader
is,
has how many women?
if
He's the
he's not
only man with
performing,
all those
if he's
women,
not
though.
leading, if a man is not leading me to what I need him to get me to, why is that okay for him to step out on me because
She's only
he's not
talking
providing
about what's in
enough?
truly. She's only talking about what's in a man's nature. Y'all can't see it. It's a
I
man's
Exactly. And
understand
nature.
then
though.
you're
That's
I
bringing up the
understand.
Lion
No,
Kingdom. You're bringing up
baby,
the Lion
I
Kingdom,
understand what's in the
but you're
man's
bringing up the
nature.
Lion Kingdom. You brought the Lion Kingdom, but there's only one king with all the women. Okay, and if she has children by another king prior to him, that the children die or they're casted out. So what are we talking about?
I,
Uh-huh.
I'm talking the same thing you talking about. If a
No,
man is
no, you're
supposed
not,
to
because that's not a
lead,
good example.
how you expect me to submit to a man who's not leading to me properly? You understand? How am I supposed to commit to him?
How is that
If
not
he can't
leading
even
properly?
communicate to me the things he wants?
What is a man supposed to be doing when he's leading?
She's teaching
Providing,
y'all.
correct?
She's
He's
teaching
Guys,
supposed to
y'all.
be a provider, correct? So
provide, protect, and
what does
lead.
his sexual
She's not
desires have
teaching
to
me
do with
nothing. I'm
his
sorry.
leadership?
Baby teaching
What
you.
does his sexual desires have to do with his leadership? If he's a provider, what is that? That has nothing to do with his sexual desires. You guys are trying
A
to
man
date
can have
women
You
often.
anything.
dangerous, Melanie. You dangerous, girl. You
He's not
dangerous.
No, I'm
dangerous.
not.
A man can
There's
have
nothing
many
That's
dangerous.
babies
You gonna
at
marry
dangerous.
that
once.
Why?
A
woman,
woman
Because
can
you
you're
only
gonna
give
saying
No,
marry
birth
it's
that
one
not.
woman.
time.
She has a right to feel how
You're
she
allowed to
feels.
have
no,
your
no.
own
She has a
thoughts.
right to feel how she feels. I don't think there's
Everything she's
You
saying
know
is
what happened?
validated. I'm
let me
not taking
finish.
anything that she's saying away.
Tiffany,
To her,
can
to
I
the correct.
finish? Can I please
Okay, I'm
finish?
sorry. We
Now,
getting a
will a
little
man
Can I
passionate.
cheat?
please
Let
finish,
Yeah,
me
hold
ask you,
on.
Tiffany?
Let
Mel.
pick
Hold
me.
on,
So
Can
we're
I,
gonna
I
let
excuse
pick
love the
me,
way
me.
she
Mel.
thinks.
Hold
Let
on,
me
hold
ask you,
on,
Mel.
Can I just
hold
finish
on.
my
We're
statement?
gonna let pick me and then Asaya go.
Okay.
All I was gonna say is Melanie has a right to how she feels. There is nothing wrong with her stating
Amen.
her opinion
That's a
about.
beautiful mind and a beautiful soul.
Can I finish? There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with everybody, with other people not necessarily agreeing with her. The thing is that we can't say that she's dangerous because her opinions are her opinions. Nothing wrong with it. Majority of the time, Melanin and I agree with a lot because I do believe women don't hold up to the bargain that they expect men. I do believe that women are very narcissistic. It's all about them and what they want. But when it comes to when she mentioned the cheating, that's why I kind of got a little off kilter because for me in a marriage as the head, you are the head and you are the leader. So the things that you would be doing to me represent our family. And there shouldn't be anything that you're doing that would shame us as a family, nor would I do anything to shame my family as the helpmate to my husband. There's no way I'm going to do anything like that. And there's no way he's going to do anything like that. He's not going to go cheat. It is our job as women to make sure that we take care of our men, not sexually, emotionally, mentally, whatever we need to do, because it is rough out there. Sometimes women, and I don't want to say sometimes, a lot of times women only want what they want and they forget about the man. It is so common that a lot of men are unaliving themselves. Men are not allowed to share their emotions. Men are not allowed to be men. Men are not like, they don't feel comfortable with women. I'm saying I agree with a lot of what Melanie is saying, right? However, if my husband cheats, that we don't do that, because he should never have to question about getting smecks. Anytime he wants it, he should be able to get it. Anytime I want it, he should be able to get it. But I'm understanding sometimes you're tired. You work in 70, 80 hours or whatever. So I think what she's saying is we as women need to hold up our end of the bargain as far as being a helpmate and not expect him to be everything to us and we're nothing to him. So at the end of the day, as women, we need to step our game up. But we're constantly telling men what they're not doing, and how they're falling short. But we're never looking at ourselves to say, hey, I need to hold myself accountable. I get what she's saying if he's cheating. What am I doing to make you go out? Am I not giving it to you enough? Am I telling you no? Am I constantly sleeping? Do I constantly have that dang bonnet on my head? Do I constantly walk around the house with moo-moos on, and not appealing to my husband because I've gotten into this rut? So I think we as women have to do the same things that we did to keep him, to get him. We want him to do the same things that he did to get us, but then we don't want to do the same things that we did to get him. So
100%.
I just say that we as women have to step our game up as opposed to being offended. Again, I don't agree about the cheating. That's one thing. But for the most part, I do believe that women aren't doing their part in a marriage. And I land.
And
Anastasia, hold on, hold
Melanie,
on,
can I just say
hold
one
on,
thing?
Holtz.
I
You
just
can
want to
go
say
right
one
after.
thing. I don't
You can
want to
go.
say nothing
If
else.
you're,
Okay,
I just
okay.
want to say
So
one
Holtz
thing.
and then Asaya.
if
I just want
you're,
to say. I just want to say.
if
My name
you're,
is Tiffany. I just want to say one thing. It's
okay.
not about his sexual what he wants to do. It's if you are just sleeping with anyone and that's with or without protection, and most likely, who knows if that's without protection, you don't know what you're bringing back to your partner. So it's about a level of respect too. You know what I mean? Like I get it. You wanna do what you do. You wanna comfort however you're feeling inside, cope with what you're going with. But it's about, do you want to bring something back to your partner? You understand? Like it's like that's when I say leading. Like how much are you leading? Are you being sloppy with it? Or are you just doing you just being like
So I just want to quickly rebuttal that because women love to go here when I say this, right? But how did you encounter the man? Do you not trust the man that you're with? Even in
That's
marriage,
it.
even in monogamy, there's you guys have highest STD rates in monogamy. Like this is so, every time a woman talks about poly or a man with multiple women, you guys always want to go to the worst possible outlook of it. But I know how this man was with me. I know he wasn't trying to hit me on the first date. And if we did hit, I know he wore protection. I know he keeps protection. I know the way he loves his body. I know this man. So why do I have to watch him when he's out in the street, or if he has a desire to court another woman? Why does it always have to be, oh, STDs, STDs, when
because
we
they're not
regular
always the
monogamy
same and
people are running around with a higher STD rate?
because everybody just don't always show the same
Hold,
face and
hold,
always the same
Folks,
person.
can
Okay,
I
now
ask you a
let me
question,
say
Everybody
this.
got
Holmes?
a different face
Let
with a
No,
me
different
wait.
say
Folks,
So
this.
I
person.
want
This
to
is
let
where,
Asaya go because
can I
I
ask
said she
Holmes a
was going to
question?
get to
yeah,
go yet.
let
After
me say
Asaya,
this.
then Stack.
Let
I
me
wanna
say this.
I wanna
Let me
ask
say this.
Holmes a question.
Okay,
Holmes,
Okay,
have
one
you
moment,
ever
Stack. Just
have you
let
one
ever
moment, Stack.
have you ever
me say this.
weaponized
Hold on,
sex?
Star.
Stack.
Hold
Let me
on.
say this.
Hold on, Stack. Just
You're
one moment,
ba-
because I told Asaya she could go. I'm sorry, sir.
if you're basing your relationship of marriage on sex, it's doomed to end. He's going to cheat. Okay? He didn't marry you for sex. Okay? Let's get that straight.
About that.
And that's where you fall into trouble. Okay?
Know about that.
Because a man that is satisfied with you, period, is not going
Okay.
outside that door and he's going to cheat with anyone. I've been married for 47 years and I can hit my hand on my chair that I'm sitting in and tell you he did not cheat. I am enough woman for him. He want a freak, then I'm freaking that night. He want a maid, I'm a maid that night. He want a 304, I'll do it the best I can.
He want roast beef at 3 in the morning. I'm doing it.
I tell you. Now it's not about sex. He wants that floor vacuum, that floor mop. He wants that
TikTok
bathroom
friendly
clean.
language. TikTok
He
friendly
wants
language.
respect. He wants kindness. He wants all those other things too. It's not about sex because he can satisfy himself without you.
It smacks.
Oh, I said satisfy. I
You
can't.
so you hold on. You talking for a man? That's not true. What you're saying right now.
Well, it's my turn, Stark, and then you get to tell what you know. Say, first you got to get with a man that respects you. And when he respects you, he's not going to hurt you. No kind of way. Then, after he respects you, he needs to get to know who you are. And it's not about laying down, because he'll never get to know you laying down. He's got to get to know you sitting up. Communication. And that's why these side pieces can take your husband, because they're not only just having sex, they're communicating, they're laughing, they're doing all kinds of things, going to the movies, going drinking, going to dinner. Yeah, he's sneaking around because you're not satisfying him at home as the wife. Yes, I'm in submission to my husband, but baby, it comes with a lot of work and tear. I've been married 47 years, not 7 days. And I know what I'm doing.
Can I ask a question?
Well, we have first. It's
I
gonna
have
be
to go.
Stack. It's gonna be
Let me
Stack.
get my.
So
We're gonna
you
be
talking
stacking in
about
cash, me and
you
Thanos.
speaking from
I've been
men
quiet
based
the
on your
whole time.
perspective from. Hold on, bro. She's speaking from a perspective based on your husband. I don't know where
No,
you
on
thought.
men in
Hold
general.
on, let me finish. You're saying that a lot of men marry for smacks. I don't know what you talking about, and it be a couple of things that go into it.
Do you
Because if
really
you get
think
some
that?
fire smacks, he ain't gonna want to really leave that. So if it's good, he's gonna keep that. And what she was saying, like when women start, uh, when they start weaponizing smacks, and I've been through this before with women to be like, no, you ain't getting none tonight and all this, thinking that he ain't gonna go out there and get some. That's crazy. I don't even understand that part. When you're thinking, oh, you ain't getting none. If we have a misunderstanding or disagreement and we getting into bed that night, you gonna be standoffish. You better get that out the window because don't weaponize smacks with me because you got a little into your feelings. Nah, don't do that. That's bad to do that to your partner because I'm gonna get over it. And we gonna go to bed. You gonna tell me you don't want to touch me and all this? Nah, I ain't with all that. You know what I'm saying? And women be doing that a lot. So just because when you said he ain't married just for smacks, that's not true. Man to marry a woman if she got the bomb box and she got a good personality and the way she make him feel. So, and we can't please ourselves better than what that box feel like. What are you talking about? Like what? Who told you that?
Thanos and then cash.
Conception right there.
I want to say something. I heard the young lady said that she submits to, she a submissive wife, and okay, I'm just it's when I hear that term submissive or submit, that really creams me. That really, I'm gonna just be honest. IHATE that word when a woman express her great level of respect for her significant other. And I ask, and when I ask women what do they mean by that, they say what they mean by, but you don't need to be a submissive person to do such and such and such. You don't need to be a criminal to break the law. You don't need to be anything to figure anything out. So if you only if the term submissive wife comes from the Bible, last time I checked, the Bible said you submit to one person. That's the Creator. Ain't no submitting to no man or none of that. What you submitting to a man for? Like what do you need to submit to a man for in order for him to understand your obedience, your loyalty, your commitment? You don't need to submit. That just should be who you are. I think when women they sling that term around, to me, it feels like they trying to put themselves under the feet of men, put themselves beneath men. You know what I'm saying? And to me, women and men in relationships, they are equal. They are compatible. That's the balance. You know what I'm saying? You only gonna be balanced with your equal. You not gonna be balanced with anything that's not equal with you.
No.
You okay. You can okay. You can
Isn't it
say
in the Bible though that women are
The Bible says the man is the head. The
yeah,
Bible
no.
it's in the
That's not
Stop.
equal to
Bible.
us, bro. How you figure they equal to us, man?
Stop.
men
Please,
are the head. We are not equal. I'm sorry,
ladies,
Thanos. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
ladies. No. Ladies, listen to me when I say this here. When you read the Bible, you need to know when the person is writing a letter or when this is actual doctrine and gospel from the Creator. Paul wrote letters. Everything he wrote was a letter to specific communities, countries, peoples, and races. That's why I say the epistle of Paul, a letter. So I'm not taking a letter that somebody sat somewhere and wrote of what he think, what he feel, and what he believe, and sent it to these people, and I'm accepting and be like, nah, that's what God said. God ain't say that. God ain't say that. First and foremost, that's my stance on that. My woman, my wife, is not a submissive woman. All that submission, submissive. No, she's none of that, and she never proclaimed to be that. Because it really don't make no sense. If I am to submit to the creator, why must I submit to a human being? Same thing that goes with, with how they put the slave stuff inside the Bible. How am I, if Christ say I only could serve one, which is the creator, and God said don't have nothing other than me, then who authorized slavery? But I don't want to, get into the contradictions of it. I'm just saying when it comes to submitting, and submission, that shouldn't be to each other. Each other should submit to the creator. Each other should submit to the creator. My wife, she's for me, I am for her. I do for her, she do for me. The things I can't do, she do. The things she can't do, I do. That makes us equal. We don't
Ali,
need
I'm
to
about to bring you up, brother. Come on, Stano, talk to us.
we don't need to submit to nothing in order for us to understand the value of what we are to each other. She's my wife. I'm her husband. Submit to what? Like what is you submitting to? If to be
You changing the words up, bro. That's not what the Bible say, bro.
well, tell me what it say.
Nah, bro. Listen, bro. You changing it up. You changing it way up.
Nah, we
First
got
of
to
all, they was made.
keep it going, Stan. We got a lot of people want to talk. If we have a little time, then we'll go back to that. But come on, we want people to talk.
Cash, and then Disco.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up, everyone? I feel like this in a marriage. First of all, we got all these people that's just jumping in, just talking about they want to get married because they like the honeymoon stages of everything, and they don't really realize the amount of work that it has that you have to put in for a marriage. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with what Thanos was saying. I mean, I feel him to a certain point, but I feel like this in a relationship, you submit to each other. There might be things that I don't want to do that she want me to do, or vice versa. But I also do think like it's a part of the times now too. Like when women talk about they want a man to pay all the bills, we don't live in the same economy no more. Most black people, we wasn't born into money. So like I live in California, you need a 2-person income in California, but that don't mean that we both can't take care of each other. Shit, if she go to work and I know I'm at home, then I need to have dinner ready. You know what I mean? I need to have the house clean. I need to do stuff around the house, not like it's being all on one person. And then a lot of times, with this cheating thing, fellas, you need to ask yourself why she don't want to sleep with you. Are you doing everything that you can in this relationship? I mean, and then communication is also the key. Like you got to communicate with your mate. You can't just like nobody is a mind reader. If you when you're not feeling it or whatever, you need to go back to what brought y'all together to keep that relationship strong. So that's how I feel about that.
Disco is up next, and then it's going to be Ali. While you're on the panel, tap the screen if you are not speaking.
So here we go with the foolishness, right? Here we go with the foolishness. Here we go. Here we go. So we're talking about submission, correct? What we were just saying, because I just popped in real quick. Here go to foolishness. A man, and I'm gonna say this 100 times again, a man is not supposed to never demand that his wife submits to him. If he is leading properly, she will submit. That's the end of that. Nothing else. If the man has to walk around beating his chest saying, submit to me, submit to me, and he's not leading properly, that's a problem.
Cause baby.
And in my household, I don't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. I'm leading property. She's going to automatically fall in line. She's going to submit. And men and women equal? Of course not. Of course not.
We are though.
No, we're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Y'all can be equal to us.
Let him
Y'all don't
No,
have
you're
the
finish.
not.
courage. Y'all don't have the
No, you're
courage
not.
Let him
or the
finish.
braveness to be equal to
Let him
us.
Let him
finish.
When
finish.
Let him finish.
No, you're not. You guys it's just you guys can't do the same things that men do. I mean, it's just and that's just how it is. That's just
If a
how it
bullet
is.
coming in the house, who's gonna protect you? You jumping up and standing in front of the bullet? Come
Stacks.
Okay,
on,
was
what
Stacks.
she
what you
giving
Wait,
birth to her
serious?
child?
Stacks.
Let
Hold
him
on.
Did you birth your
finish.
Hold on.
children?
after
Because we're
disco
going
is
to.
Ali.
Okay,
Tiffany,
so
let him finish.
Okay,
okay,
I'm
so you
sorry.
guys,
I'm
you
sorry.
guys, you, you guys birth our children for us. Okay, we give you that. We can, but we have to plant the seed for that. We have to do that. You can't get pregnant by yourself. Somebody got to give you a little juice. Somebody got to give you a little juice.
Do it by themselves.
You
If
can't
they
do it
can't,
by themselves.
if they can't do it by themselves, and they need something that is compatible to get it done, the compatibility must be equal, right?
Huh?
Where they gonna get it from?
Oh my God.
So can I
Thanos.
get can I be
Thanos.
the devil as can I be the
Nah,
devil
you gotta
advocate for a
let
little
No,
No,
let
you
bit?
you're
can't.
let
no.
No, you
Ali
cannot.
is
let the
next.
brother
Disco
No, you
finish.
lands
cannot
Okay,
be
all
the
right,
Ali
I'm
devil's
gonna
next.
wait.
advocate.
Understand so we can hear everybody.
Okay.
Come on, Scope.
Okay. Okay.
Then
No,
we
you
gotta
cannot
pass
be
it to the
devil's
other brothers.
advocate
We
right
move
now.
it around. Come on, Scope.
Um, um, the greatest gift a woman can give to a man is a child. The greatest gift that a man can give to a woman is her hand in marriage. You understand that, correct? You understand that, right? It's not the other way around. Women think that the greatest gift you give to a man is birthing his child. No, it's not.
Do you land
So,
disco?
no, I'm still
Okay.
flying my plane. I'm still flying. I'm gonna
Okay.
crash in a minute though. 'Cause I'm gonna say
No
something foul.
worries.
I'm, I'm ready to say something real foul. Women, you all just ladies, just face you're not just equal to us. You guys are not equal. We respect you all, but you're not equal. And I'm not saying it to be an ass. It's just not equal. You're just not gonna do the same things that we do. And that's just how it is. Once everybody realizes their place, I think the world will be a lot better. Women try to be the man. You cannot be that. And you got cats out here trying to be the female. It's not gonna work either. Men need to stand up and be men. Women need to stand up and be women. Everybody knows their place. You don't have a problem. You do not
That's
have a
crazy.
problem. And you all
Y'all
are
can't.
not equal. You all are not equal to us. That's all.
Folks, you
That's
could
all.
bench press 345 pounds?
I think it's Ali's
Hold on,
turn.
it's Ali
Go
after
ahead.
disco lands.
I crashed my plane. Go ahead. It's crashed and blown up. Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
before I hold a man to task, um, women know they don't want a man that's equal to them. They want a man that's taller than them. They want a man that's bigger than them. They want a man that's more established. They want a man to have more money. They want a
King
man that's
Kong.
always better than them. They don't want a man that's equal or beneath them. To the brothers who are pandering on the panel, what is a man's responsibility? And just the brother's answer real quick. What is a brother's responsibility?
If you ask me that question, my responsibility is to prove nothing to you, but everything to my wife.
Oh,
I knew you was gonna say that. How about the other brothers? What's the man's responsibility? He just proved that he want to
Provide and
validate it.
protect.
His validation is to a woman. So how about the
Provide
other
and
brothers?
protect.
Hey, how about the other brothers? The other two
My
brothers.
validation is to my wife. I got
Provide and
everything.
protect. That's
You
what
said it. I know, brother. You already said it, brother.
that's
Don't be
what I do,
emotional,
man.
please.
Provide and protect my
Provide and protect.
household.
How about you,
My
Cash.
Cash
household.
Eyes?
Bottom
How
line.
about you, Cash?
Bottom
Oh,
line.
you already said. You said it, my brother. You said it, my brother.
Nothing more,
Provide and
nothing
protect.
less. Nothing
Right.
more, nothing less.
Right. Sound like we all monoliths because the women would say that too, right? So, hey, Cash Eyes. What is a man's responsibility?
Well, I would say lead and protect also, but I feel like I'm the glue in my house.
Mhm.
I keep everything together.
Right. So just to hold y'all to task, what's a woman's responsibility?
My woman is supposed to
asking
have
the
my
women
back.
or the men?
Ask you about your woman.
I want to
See,
hear this
see,
from the men.
what is a woman's responsibility in general? See, they put y'all in a box, and y'all okay with being put in a box and having all these obligations of
Hold
being a
on,
leader.
let
Leader.
us try let them
Well,
try
I'm
to
not
let
going
them
to speak
finish,
on
brother.
every
Come on.
woman. I could just speak on
No, no,
mine.
you just spoke what every man said. You're supposed to be a leader, a protector, and provider. So what is a woman
No,
supposed to
and I
do?
also said I'm supposed to be the glue in my house to make sure that
You
everything is
still
together.
talking about you sound like how a woman sounds right now. I'm asking you what is the sister's responsibility from
My
the
woman
brothers?
is supposed to have my back in the way that I want her to. I don't give a
So
damn about what you talking about, bruh. This is
right.
my
No,
house over here.
we trying to have a
Right. We
conversation.
trying to have a
Well, I understand
conversation.
that, but don't be calling me no woman though.
No, I said you speak. I didn't call you a woman. I said you speaking like a woman.
I'm
Ali,
This
speaking
is
just
like a woman.
Ali,
Okay.
just say, just speak your piece, Ali. Come
so
on.
Okay.
so
But that's
y'all.
what I'm
This is
saying.
this
That's
is
what
a
I'm saying.
society.
No,
To
he
This
finna
is
me,
get off you, cash eyes. He gonna
this
speak
a
his
this a
piece. Come on,
society
Ali.
of under fathered and over mothered men, because when men speak about what's good for women and how they should love women, they don't talk about how a man should love a woman. Y'all never tell us how a woman's supposed to love a woman and what their responsibility is. And if they go outside their responsibility, they should be shamed by the community. And then we have brothers raise their daughters the same way as well too. And what's funny is when you ask a woman what she's supposed to do, even though y'all can't still say, you still talk about serving her, even though I asked you what's her responsibility. Y'all will say that a man is supposed to do all this protection and providing, but you'll say the woman's supposed to do what the man say, but the women don't even listen to the men. But y'all don't hold them to task. But it's funny that it's objective about what a man's supposed to do, but it's subjective about what a woman's supposed to do. And y'all come up here and still continue to pander instead of us saying how men should be loved properly so we can bring men and women together, but we still talking about what a man should be doing, even though we supposedly better men than the fathers before us. We better fathers. The CDC shows 58% of black men living with their kids, 72% of black men involved with their children, 57% of us is a middle class. So again, I'm asking you, what is a woman's responsibility to the man, woman, and child?
Let us know, Ali. Come on. Come on, Ali.
Inquiring minds want to know.
The podcast can't give that away right now, my brother. But you see,
You,
aside,
you know,
hey,
as the
hey,
house, as the
hey,
man goes
You
over
pay
the
$9.99 for
household.
the
hey,
subscription.
you can this is how people learn how to lie. So you see how quiet it got. Bigger podcast, they've been telling you what bad men are, they've been telling you what a man's supposed to do, but the brothers can't even tell you what the women are supposed to do, but they the leaders of their household. That's how you know the women are leading the men.
Period.
well, like I said that my woman is supposed to have my back and hold me down. Now
But is she supposed to
that's
nurture
a
you?
whole lot of stuff, bro. Like you want a 1 through 10 example of actually what she's supposed to do.
Is she supposed to be a mother? Do you want her to nurture your children? Do you want
Is
her
she
to?
supposed to be my mother?
They didn't even
No,
say
she's
that.
supposed to be your
They
children's
didn't even
mother.
say
Do you
that.
see
He's
her as a
talking to
mother?
the
Yes,
men. He's talking
yes,
to the men.
of course. She's my kid's mother, a bond mother at that.
But do you
But
see
you
her
want
as
me
a
to include all
nurturer?
of that? So you want me to include her activities of what she does in my household? Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
I'm just piggybacking off of what he's saying. As what do you
But
expect?
you can't piggyback off of somebody if you can't even like you
It's the
don't think like
men
him.
talking.
No, I'm
That's what
here.
I'm saying. I'm
Men
talking to
talking, but
the man.
I hear it, and
No,
I'm gonna.
she told you
I
that
have a comment.
one of those is one. She said one thing that you would think you would say. All you said is she holding you down. What does that
But
mean?
okay, so that doesn't so I have to be exact and explicit with what I say
You were
then. Is that
exact
exactly
about what
what
a
you
man
want?
was. No, it's proven you were exact about what a man's supposed to lead and protect and provide. We can
Because I
see
know
those
what I
things.
bring. I know what I'm
What is
supposed to do and
holding
I
that?
know
So
what
what is
she
holding
brings.
down? What is a
But
woman holding you down? She's giving you. She holding you to task. One is being a mother. That is one responsibility. You didn't say that.
but she's a great mother, a good cook. She works. Um, she has a good financial mind. She saved money. She's everything that I need in my woman.
Oh, so she work and she make good money, huh?
Yeah,
They're
she
equal.
sure do. She sure do. And I make good money too. And we doing it together. So what's the problem?
Is that in this economy? If if
That's in this economy.
if it was back in the day, if she didn't work and if she was just your mother, the mother of your children, and she was just a stay-at-home mom, would it still be okay for her to be in a situation?
Yeah, of course. I make
Yeah,
enough money for the both
50-50.
of us. I make enough money for the both
Woman's
of us.
job. What is a woman's job, Ali? Hello? Could you tell me what a woman's job is?
So I give you three critical roles of a woman's job. One is to be the nurturer and cooperating with her husband and helping her husband build in a household. The other one is giving him intimacy. The other one is giving him love. The other one is giving him children. A lot of women who don't even say they don't want to have a children. Big responsibility women are supposed to have is giving their men children. A lot of women will have their kids out of wedlock in the beginning with a dude they say was a buster they didn't even like. And then when they meet a dude who'll take care of them, they'll tell them they don't even want any more kids. So your responsibility at the core is to do whatever your man is asking you, like y'all say you're supposed to do. The main one is to cooperate with your man and be loyal to your man and respect and nurture and love that man and be a great mother and being a great wife. But most of these brothers, they're serving their women without asking their women to do the same thing for them. And when them times get hard and when the women have a change of heart, them dudes will be left just like all the rest of these women already leaving men, because most of them men are being validated by the women. They can't stand on their own without their women.
Hey, it's quiet.
Hey, now, I say this to the
I'm
brother
trying to tap the
Ali.
screen.
I say this to the brother Ali. Okay, with his experience and what he has seen, encountered, studied, or whatever the case may be, that's part of his knowledge. I, as a man, have no choice but to respect it because that's his verbiage, that's his body language, that's his approach, that's his demeanor when it comes to topics of such. When he asked the question, what's a man's job? I stated what I stated because whatever my job is with my wife, I can pick and choose who to disclose it to. She's happy based off how I care, nurture, and love her. I'm happy how she care, nurture, and love me. So what we proving to each other, outside expectations and outside undefined definitions that need my expression to be defined, I don't care for that because you can pull up all the percentages in the world, CDC, ABC, CBS, ESPN, whatever percentage you can pop up and throw around, it still ain't gonna change the fact that there are loving women on this panel that have beautiful husbands that take care of them and love them according to the strength of that man, not the knowledge of you and what you have encountered, what you accumulated, what you project. Me and my situation and my wife, you know, when I come on this panel and express what I have going on, it's not the challenge, it's only to encourage. It's not to belittle somebody's education because I may know a certain percentage or I may know a certain thing and throw it out there like you don't know because I know. That's not the purpose of edifying each other. Just because I did 20 years in prison, that don't make me better to say I'm a better survivor. That don't make me, that I don't mean I'm the most street dude. You know what I'm saying? Me doing 20 years in prison, the only way you can respect what I did, the only way you can respect my openness about me doing 20 years in prison, if I take it upon myself and accept full accountability for what I did to my community. Before I became a lover of my community, I once was a destroyer of my community because what I did in the communities, what I did to families. So I can't sit up here and say, oh, because I did all this and did all that and nobody can speak on it, nobody can say nothing about it, then because they can't say nothing about it, they holding a conversation in a space that they lack knowledge about. No, that's not what it's about, brother. That's not what it's about because I love my wife and only to her I have everything to prove to. These black beautiful queens on this panel, they are in loving relationships and the relationships that they are in is a reflection of the fact that the men that they dedicated their time to and gave themselves to, they have proven everything they need to prove to him to show him that she is the reward and the gift because the reward and the gift is the natural reproducers and producers. So I can't sit here and say, what's a man's job, what's a woman's job, and then when you ask the question, what is the job, I'm not gonna give it out. Why make the statement of what's our job, and if we sitting here listening, trying to take in what you're trying to say, oh, I'm not gonna tell you. It's like the only way three people could keep a secret, two of them gotta be unalive. Man, cut it out, man, cut it.
You realize you ain't said nothing good about a man yet. You ain't say how brothers are kings. You ain't saying how brothers being supported and being great fathers. You still trying to be validated by making women feel good. You're not saying nothing about the brothers. I don't have to cut it out because what you're saying speaks for itself. You still haven't endorsed no men. Who didn't say there ain't no good women on the panel? Who didn't say there's not loving women? Who didn't say that there's good women that ain't
What?
married? But when you're looking at the data and you see that 71% of our women are unmarried and 70% of the children are out of wedlock, and you're seeing the destruction the single mother are doing the kids, you're not speaking on that. We can speak about great women all day long. We love great women. There's no reason to talk about them unless we're gonna praise them and continue to support them because of how they help the community. But you're not talking about the other side of the part that's being destructive to the families. So you're still, if you're gonna talk about what you did that hurt the community while you in prison, why you not talking about what the women are doing, that women, the masses of women that are hurting the families and destroying families? If you so righteous as a brother, you fall in the Bible and then you misquote the Bible. The Bible tells women to
You need to
submit.
follow
And
up.
let me finish, brother. You went on a monologue. I didn't cut you off, right? The Bible tells women to submit to men, even if he's not following God or submitting to the word, and that that the word hopefully can convert him back. The woman can convert him back to the law. You can look at Peter's 1:3. All of y'all most of y'all, excuse me, be false prophesizing. You cherry pick the Bible, but it tells you to submit to men, even if he doesn't follow the word. They supposed to submit to a man. So stop talking about it, a woman being beneath a man. When God said that women were beneath men, it didn't mean to disrespect her. It meant that he was going to serve her and that she was supposed to follow him and she was supposed to help him. We didn't say she was beneath us. Go ahead. You
I
can
believe
go.
God never said that, brother. You keep talking about
God
letters
never
that
said what?
Paul wrote.
God never. Hey,
God never.
anybody got a Bible? Can someone pull up 1 Peter 3, please? Because he keeps saying what the Bible
Yeah,
didn't
you
say.
keep saying that, bro,
Can
and I'm
y'all look
telling you,
up?
you
Can
twisting the
somebody
words
pull up
up,
the
man.
Bible and look at 1 Peter's? No,
Ali.
Ali. No, my brother, you lying. Hey, brother.
Y'all got to get off the
Listen,
religious
if
talk,
we're
man.
gonna have no, hey brother,
Wow.
please don't. No.
Religious
We can
talk,
get off. We can get off of
religion.
religion after. No, brother,
Yeah,
hold
man,
on. Please
because
don't
that
do
start
that.
a whole war, brother. That's gonna start a
We
whole
gonna
war.
get. We about to get off of religion, but I want to make sure when he quoting it, he said that's not true. That we look at 1 Peter's 3,
And
and
you
can
did not
somebody
bring
read
that.
it?
That's okay. And you talk once again. I'm gonna
No, you
say
said it's
this
not in the
again.
Bible, brother. There's no reason to speak. Let's look at the quote
I'm going
first.
to say this again. I am going to say this again. Anything that Paul wrote is an epistle, it's a letter. That's why I say the epistle of Paul. Epistle. And the word epistle is a letter. It's something that he wrote.
It's
Him
epistle,
himself.
bro. Epistle, you pronouncing it wrong.
Come
Epistle.
on, dude.
Epistle.
You muted, brother. You muted. You muted, brother.
Appreciate everybody watching. Please tap the screen. Thank you for the likes.
The word supposedly
I have
is
Peter.
Jesus. Is Jesus. But
And you talking about
but hold on, bro. Hey
and
brother,
you
why you
talking
about to cut
about you
off?
talking about I don't
You
sit
just
up
spoke.
here. You
Why you
talking about
cut
I
me
don't sit
off?
up
I didn't
here
cut you
and
off.
I don't try to
Okay, okay.
encourage. I
I'll
don't
let you be
talk good
emotional.
about men. I never said nothing bad about men. What I do, I happen to be a man that comes
I
up
let him be
here.
emotional. Now he triggered.
Okay, you can say all that. That's cool. You can however you choose to tell whatever's on the TV, tell it. But I'm telling you, you saying I don't say nothing good about men. I am a reflection of a good man. I'm a
What?
reflection of that. I
Why you
am.
talking about yourself? I said, men, now you talking about yourself
Okay,
again.
okay, because you got up here and said that I don't say nothing about men. I don't say nothing good about men.
So
I
you
am
said
a
something good about yourself.
I am a reflection of a good man. I don't need to validate men. I just need to
How
make
you the
sure.
reflection of a good man? You misquoting the
Okay,
Bible.
okay. So once again, here we go. Here we go. Once again, me being a man has nothing to do with a Bible. I know better. I don't read them and know
Why
where
you
they come
talking about the
from.
Bible? Then don't bring up the Bible. Brother, you
Okay,
contradicting yourself.
once
Brother,
again,
every time you talk,
once
you
again,
contradict yourself,
once
fam.
no, there is no contradiction. You just ready for an opponent, and I'm trying to be a brother. That's what
No,
you're
you're
ready
not. No,
for.
you're not. You
You
misleading
ready?
people. You're
You ready?
misleading.
Who
Hey,
am
no,
I?
you're not. You over
Who am I
talking.
misleading in
You
the
don't know how
kitchen?
to. You don't know how to mute up. I let you talk.
Who am I
There you go.
misleading
You
in the
still going.
kitchen?
Go ahead.
Who
You
am I
leading.
misleading?
You leading
Ali,
men, women, brother. You not.
I'm in the
How you
kitchen.
asking a question and still talking?
I am in the kitchen. Who am I
How you
misleading in the
asking
kitchen?
the question and still talking?
Tell me who am I misleading?
Let me know when you're done, brother. I'll answer your question.
Tell me who am I misleading?
Bigger place, say something, man.
No, I won't let them brothers
That's
talk.
man. It's getting too
Let
tight,
them
man.
let them
Let's
have it.
switch
He
it up.
I'm
listening.
waiting
Let
for
them
him to
have
say he
it.
landed because he likes to talk when I talk.
So I'm
I
waiting for us
just,
to
I
say we
just,
done.
I just
Look, he
asked
still
the
watch.
brother.
See, y'all see what
I
I'm
just
saying?
asked the
Instead of
brother.
saying "Go ahead,
I
brother," he's
just
still going.
asked the brother.
All he
I
want to do is
asked the
talk over
question
me.
and you got quiet.
No,
I
I did.
asked
I
the
said
question.
you don't hear well. I said let me know when you land and when I can talk.
And the question that I asked was, who am I misleading? I am in my kitchen.
Can I go? Can I go? So,
Did
the
anybody win
same
any
way you
money
was
on the
misleading, the
game
same way
yesterday?
you was misleading the community when you were doing the things you were, you got under a woman, and then you're false prophesizing, and you're misleading men, women, and children by misquoting the Bible while you're speaking on here, and you're saying something that's not true in the Bible. You're taking the word submission away from the Bible when it says women are supposed to submit to men, and that men are supposed to love women the way that Jesus loved the
We didn't
church.
take you down, sister. Something happened where they
So you're
removed. They
misquoting
bring you
and you're
back up to stage.
misleading while you're also pandering. So you're making brothers compromise themselves and not and sisters or men to look at the responsibilities that sisters should have while you continue to talk about how you should look good to your wife and to other women.
All right, we're gonna get off that conversation because I don't know where the brother went. Let's go.
That was God.
We didn't.
They
DeRay,
got different philosophies.
DeRay is new on DeRay. I hope I pronouncing your name right, but you're new on the panel to speak.
Okay, they I guess his phone compromised too.
No,
Any
mine not compromised. You put me on mute.
did
Huh?
anybody win any money on the game yesterday? Anybody win any money on the game? Anybody? No? Okay. Uh, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead,
I'm
DeRay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, so I
Game.
was coming I was coming to respond to the post in marriage is man and woman. Is man and woman equal? Why is it not speaking?
Come on,
Hello?
you loud and clear, brother.
Oh, my thing wasn't lighting up blue. But anyway, yeah, I think that the woman in marriage is equal with the man. It's just not in the same aspect of what everybody always look at it as in like brute force. She's just equal in different aspects of she's equal because it's like she brings things that the man can't. Some things that the woman is good at doing that the man might not be good at doing, and it might not have to be what everybody say bringing in money. Sometimes the woman might bring in more money than the man. It's the yin to the yang. It might be she can equal your balance, that she can equal your faults, and you might can equal her faults. Like where she lack at, you pick up, and vice versa. So yeah, it's equal. I think it becomes a problem in marriage when you see the woman as less of a less of not even gonna say less of a woman, less of a person. So when you put her in a sub group, yes, you're the protector, but you're not also the condescending person inside the marriage. Yes, as well. I don't think the marriage is going to work if we don't see each other as an equal.
Can you substantiate for us again, brother, what's equal about us again, please? Because you didn't say anything that was equal about us.
What's
What
equal
makes
about
us
what?
equal?
But
No,
because
you said we're equal. So when you make a statement,
yeah, because
you
yeah, that's
substantiate it. So what makes us equal?
I'll leave because you can't put a definition on equal because in the
What?
marriage you don't know what is each other's weakness. She
Hmm?
might be.
If you say that, then bro, come on,
Brother,
bro.
brother, that don't make sense what you're saying, my brother. That
How
means
does
so you if you can't substantiate why we equal, you just talking.
No, I'm not just talking. If I'm telling you that if you go into a marriage, you're just telling me that you go into a marriage and you can say that
No, you said we equal. Hold on, brother. So you don't derail, right? You said we equal. I asked you to substantiate what makes us equal. One thing that makes us equal. What makes us equal?
what makes you equal depends on what the circumstances that you go into.
What?
I'm just saying.
Trying to win out. Come on back.
I'm saying what would make you equal depends on the circumstances that you're in.
What does that mean, brother? What I asked you? What is so? Give us an example of how
Right.
we equal.
All
Just give
right.
me
So
one example. How we
so
equal?
let's just say you lack an intelligence of emotions and she's strong in intelligence of emotion.
That's not equal.
Sh-
That's not
How,
equal.
it wouldn't be
If I lack and she doesn't, that's not equal.
because she's going to be your balance.
Hey,
She's going
brother.
Is that equal? If I got a glass of water and my woman doesn't, is that equal?
All right, and then if you bring in the money and then
No,
she
no, no,
does,
brother. No, no, brother.
yeah,
If I
because
have a glass of water, so we gonna use another example. You said one lacks intelligence, one has it. So
yeah,
for us to be equal, we would both have to be intelligent, and we would both have a glass of water.
yeah,
You're not
because
talking about equal.
you're penny pinching because you're looking at one subject. I'm talking
No, no,
about a
what you're
woman.
speaking about is complementing each other, or one of us can do something that the other person couldn't do, which would not make us equal.
Yeah, as a whole, though, I'm talking about is there's going to be many aspects that you would have to complement each other on as a yin to the yang. You're being the 50-50 type thing. That's what I'm talking about being equal. You're just saying that a man and a woman, yeah, you can obviously if you just take the natural things, a woman is going to be weaker than a man in strength. I'm talking about in brute force, period. So you,
What?
huh?
Sound like we don't know what you're saying.
No, come on, Ali. Let's hear him out.
Hey, bigger pocket family. What he's saying, family?
Stop. Come on, brother. Speak your
Ali,
truth.
because you gotta I guess you want to call it an aggressive or alpha male
Yeah,
stand.
alpha male, right? Okay.
But I'm saying to you, we're talking about in the marriage. How is the marriage going to work if
Hey,
you just sit
sisters,
there?
never say that men don't hold men accountable
I
because these
love it.
brothers be
You're
coming
not
up here
holding me
just saying,
accountable.
brother, you're not making sense even to the sisters, brother.
You're
Can
not.
I say something, host?
Yeah, come on.
I just put in the comments to Melanin. Honestly, hearing other men say that we're equal, hearing men say that, I'm like really, really shocked. I generally hear women say that, and to hear a man how are we as women supposed to be led by this if we are told by you all that we're equal?
Now we gotta
We
let the brothers build. We just gotta let them build. So some brothers don't understand certain things. We gotta allow them to get it out. Other brothers have a different perception. We gotta let them build because
But I'll go off of what she said. If we
everybody not
equal,
gonna
we don't
say.
need each other. If the things that she can do, I can do, or I can do that she can do, we don't need each other if we equal.
Well, go ahead
That's
and bring
right.
a baby into the world.
I can't because we're not equal. So I need her.
All right then.
So we're not equal, right?
You're only not equal in certain things. It's still a 50-50 thing. You're going to
What's
end
the
up being equal.
No, hey brother, a good man even outserves his women. She can't even keep up with us serving her if you're a great man. Like I'm not even expect her to outserve me. I expect her to try. She's a good woman, but she
Well,
can't even outserve us.
well,
Like what is it that we're equal?
maybe I'm trying to say that it's equal in respect, it's equal in love, it's equal in loyalty.
Okay, stop right there. Who loves more? Do men love women more or women love men more?
Women going to love more.
What?
They're emotional creatures.
Yo, this is crazy. Hey, brother, there are so many brothers that will give up their self-respect, that will let women run over them, that'll let women get away with almost a mass of anything as long as they don't deal with another man. Men will pick loyalty to their women. A woman, if a man, she can't get her way with a man or control most women, not good women, the respect to the good sisters, she'll leave her man over her feelings. We're not the
So,
same. A
so what
man will
is love?
sacrifice his feelings
So what
to
is
keep
love?
order in his household. Love is being true. Love is being the epitome. The man, a true way a man loves is being the epitome of a man. To build with a woman being the epitome of a woman. We follow order. That's true love. You being true. That's love.
Mic drop.
Do I have permission to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Come on.
Okay,
Bina.
well, hey y'all. I just want to first say shout out to the host. What up, Play?
Hey young lady.
Shout out to Ali, Crazy Tail Self. Um, shout out to Melanin,
Hey, Shishi. Hey, Bina.
everybody else on the panel.
Yeah.
Hey, call
Tina,
me.
can I just
What
say
up,
one
Play?
thing before you get started?
Yes,
We
darling.
have almost 200 people in this live. Thank you, thank you, thank you for supporting the host. But we need to tap. Nobody is tapping. We should be at 100K easily. So could you please take some time to tap? And the host, I think you should turn comments off if they don't want to tap. But we need to get 100K. But anyway, sorry, Bina.
That's the new way
Yeah,
Hey,
we
I'm
want to
tap.
put the
I'm gonna tap
comments
while
hey,
I'm
on
gonna
before
tap
I
while I
talk.
talk. I'm gonna see if I can
hey,
shoot.
bigger
I'm gonna see if I.
podcast.
What's up, Ali?
Bina, you go right after me. I'm
Yeah, go
using
ahead.
some of your. You know how we use the clips on our video. I'm using some of your clips on my video. You miss it. I see you. I'm gonna use that one, man. There's another one you got. I'm gonna
Come
use, but
on,
I'm gonna
hey,
use
come
some of your.
on, Ali.
Yo, I
Um,
love that one you did, man. You messy. I see you.
first of all, both
Hey,
of
you
y'all
gotta,
messy. I'm
nah,
gonna let
nah.
y'all know
Come
that
on,
right
man.
now.
Nah,
I'm gonna
come
know.
on,
I just
man.
want to.
Come on, sister.
She got
Okay.
God calling.
Oh, shut up, Ali. First of all, Ali messy as hell. You know he messy. You messy too, play. Y'all some messy niggas. But I fuck with y'all. Anyway, to answer the prompt, to answer the prompt, right? No. The answer is no.
Come on.
The answer is no. Right? I'm gonna leave it there. Do what you want with that information. The answer is no. And I will say to expound upon that just briefly, we were born differently for a reason. We serve different functions. So there would be no reason for us to be equal because then what would be the reason for us to need each other? We need each other for a reason because we serve different functions. That's why we cannot be equal. That would be counterproductive. So we have to be, we have to provide different functionalities so that we can function in cohesion together. You cannot, there's no purpose for having two people that do the same thing. That's like having someone doing the same job. You don't need the same person for the same position. That makes no sense. If you're going to hire somebody for a job, you're going to hire one person that's going to do that job. And then you're going to hire somebody else. You're not going to have two CEOs in a company. You're gonna have a CEO and you're gonna have a CFO or C or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a how a corporation works. You can't have two bosses. You can't serve two gods. There's a hierarchy system in government, in corporation structure, in our social construct, and in our familial structure. And so in our households, the man serves a purpose. The woman serves a purpose. We are not equal, but we all serve different roles for different reasons. And it's equally as important. I would say that we can't function without each other. So if you want to say that, the importance of our roles are equal, but the functionalities that we serve, they are not the same. But we can't function without each other, if that makes sense.
What happens if the roles reverse? Like if someone gets sick, for example. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
currently, I'm going through cancer. I just literally got diagnosed with breast cancer. My man's a vet, and now he has to step up because I can't do anything. So I'm generally asking, like, the entire panel, everyone. So we were equal. I worked, he worked. He's a vet. He worked on airplanes. Y'all can't find no airplane unless he checks that shit and make sure you're good to go. But now he has to take off of work and go into work at like 4 a.m. Sorry, I'm tearing up. But to go
Sister,
to my doctor's appointments with
sister,
me
you
and
okay?
get my treatment.
Excuse me, Miss Pick Girl. You okay, huh? You okay talking and being transparent with us, sister?
Yeah, 100% I am. But like
Okay.
we went to a doctor's appointment today, you know what I mean? Like I went to my surgeon today and he has to do way more than being equal. And it's a burden on me because I'm not an equal anymore. And for a female, I've always pulled more than my weight. I've always been the breadwinner. Like I'm that bitch that I'm like, I'm spending like 5K on Christmas. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I can't do that anymore. I can't even sleep on like my left side. So I just want y'all and your opinions in regards to if you're female or you're male can't be equal anymore, what do you do? You know what I mean? I'll mute.
That's anecdotal. Your dynamic, should, if you're doing it right, should help you. figure that out. We really don't want to jump into your personal. I apologize to you, sister, that you're going through that.
No,
Appreciate
just
you.
generally, you know what I mean? Like, because it's not always equal, you know what I mean?
So
There's
so
give and take.
so respectfully to your situation, right? I lost my mother 2 years ago for the situation you talking about.
I'm
We can't
sorry for
conflate
that.
it. We can't conflate it to our roles of being equal. You had your role and you had your role to your husband, and now that you're going through something, that's him loving you and supporting you where he has to fulfill another role. It still doesn't make you equal, but he's fulfilling a different role to you, and you should be the circumstances you're going through and how you feeling is very understandable. But if he's there for you trying to fulfill those roles that you were, it shows he has a great amount of love for you, and then you have a great amount of value in his life as well too. And then you
Yeah.
should be at least at peace with that. With everything else, the stuff we had to step up for my mother. We had to feed her, we had to clean her, we had to do certain things that she was just like you, because you sound like you a humble woman and you sound like you love doing for your husband, and now he has to serve you in the way that you would have served him possibly, or vice versa if something happened to him. So make peace with that and don't see it as a burden, because when we were helping our mother, she was such a wonderful woman that we would have did anything for her. It wasn't a burden to us, but she felt like it was a burden because we were doing things for her. She was a very powerful woman who didn't want you to see her in a vulnerable position because she was our mother. But that should speak a great deal about you and him, that he's supposed to be there for you like you're supposed to be there for him, and make it easy on him. Don't make him feel like you're a burden to him. He's going to be there for you because he loved you, because you were a great woman through the circumstances y'all went through in life.
No, I appreciate you saying that. I was just genuinely asking in regards to the equality, in regards to, your partners. You know what I mean? Because it's give and take, and you just suggested,
Right.
you
If
know
I
what I mean?
lost
So I
if
appreciate
your
that.
husband lost his position in life, I'm sure you would step up if and he was trying to get back that position. We
Oh,
those are understandable when people are taking on different roles because of things that's going in our life. But if I would do my best to make sure I get back in my role as a man to be able to take care of my family. But I would hope if I invested years in my woman, if something happened where I lost a limb, if I lost something that hurt me, that she would be there by my bedside and that she would still support the family if something happened. That should be most of
yeah,
our responsibilities to each other if something happens. So I think
100.
again, y'all have a great deal of love each other, and the way you spoke seemed like he has a great deal of love and value for you. So don't 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 put yourself in such a hard position that it causes more stress for you and him. And I'm not trying to speak for you, but I know that it hurt us a lot that my mom felt like she was a burden to us, and we still have grief because of it.
Yeah, that's how apparently I found out, like, cancer, that's literally what it does. You feel like you're a burden on your family and your kids and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I appreciate you saying that. And that's why I only wanted to come up and just be like, all right, equality, what happens if? You know what I mean? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
in that position now. Like, what
Sister,
happens if? You know what I mean?
sister, can I ask you a question? How you and your husband doing?
We're good. He's literally getting up at 3 a.m. to go and do overtime to
Mm-hmm.
bring me to my appointments. So I appreciate that 100%. And we got two kids, you know what I mean? So it's hard because, like he said, and he knows from his mom, and my mom had breast cancer. So, like, it's definitely you feel like you're a burden. And I know his mom felt like it was a burden, and it's
Mm-hmm.
scary.
It hurt. It
Yeah,
hurt. But that's my responsibility to my mother. When we say to death do us part through sickness and in health, that's what it
yeah,
means.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you did that for your mom because I did it for
Oh,
my
my
mother
mom was
too.
the go. So that's another thing I want to leave an impression on. Y'all have the most valuable, important role in our lives. Like there's no purpose without you. There's no reason to live without you. So my mother kept the family together. My mom loved and nurtured her children, her husband, and when she woke up, it was about us. It's really disheartening when you see so many women today profess their self-love and their own happiness, and they want to take breaks from being a mother when men have to always keep working for their families. But I've never seen so much of our society being so conditioned to take breaks on their children and on their men when that's your role. We're not supposed to take breaks on each other. When you're
Yeah,
at your
your mom
job,
was
you
the
may get an
matron.
hour break, but you're not my mom never made me, people, we talk about no disrespect to sisters. I'm gonna say it again. There's a postpartum thing we're talking about. There's a lot of women who weren't loved properly by their own mothers, and their mothers would tell them to get out their face. They'll tell their sons to get out their face. So when they learned that, they didn't know how to receive or get love. when they saw how their mother treated them. So a lot of times when women are speaking on postpartum, and you seeing women wanting breaks from their children, it's because their mothers wanted breaks from them. My
Yeah.
mother, our aunts and grandmas didn't speak about no postpartum. My mother would come and get us from school to pick us up so we could still be with her. Our grandmas, our aunts, they loved being around their children. They didn't want to take breaks. They wanted to have more children. Women back then was having 35 kids. So it's something in our social engineering that are making women not feel pride and powerful in being a mother and being a nurturer and being loving because we can't do what you do. You make
So
all of us come together. Y'all are the
So
epitome of love.
Ali, we've talked about this already, like offline or whatever, and I respect so much how you adore your mom and the women in your life. I think that is so admirable, and that is just a testament to your individual experience. But you also have to realize that that's not everyone else's experience. You understand that?
Of course, that's why I said what I said. We learn behaviors. Hey, Bina, if me and you had a child and our child saw how much love we love doing for them, how we love taking them everywhere with us, we didn't try to drop them off on our grandparents or other people, they're going to be that way with their children. But if they
Mm-hmm.
saw us resent them, if they saw us being a nuisance to them being a nuisance to us, we try to always get rid of them, they're not going to know how to receive and give love. So they're going to put that, usually project that to their kids and other people. There's so many of us that had been messed up because of what's happened to us generationally by this system too, as well
Absolutely.
too. That when we can learn how to be a boss, when we can learn how to be a sergeant, when we can learn how to even be pastors now, learn how to get degrees, our women are not on their job and being love and being mothers and being great wives. And I'm not talking about the good ones. I always got to say that. I'm not talking about the ones who know, but our
Mm-hmm.
women have to get back on their job. We need y'all.
But we also like have grown females because my mom, I literally got a card saying, "Take care, best wishes," when she found out I had cancer. So that's awesome, right? That's so amazing. I'm an only child, and that's my bio mom. But I was
Mhm.
raised by another woman. I was raised by another family. So I understand that it's not always in regards to the bio parent that is showing you what you should do. You can also step back and go, I know what I should do moving forward because what these people did to me was not right. You know what I mean?
Of
Well, let me
course.
tell you something. Let me tell you something, Pixie. People either they love how they were loved or they choose to love differently than they were loved.
Yeah,
Right?
you grow
So,
from it. Yeah,
right. So a lot of us, or some people, they come from situations where, in your situation, you said you have a bio mom and you have another mom that you were raised with. Your bio mom, obviously, well, I can't say obviously, but it seems as though she didn't receive the type of love that she needed, so she didn't know how to show love to you.
very
So that is
true. Yep.
that is not it has nothing to do with you, and I hope that you don't take that personal, right? That's just
We're
Yep.
gonna
her
take
lack.
off. We're
You're
gonna
right.
take
You're
off
right.
Miss Pixie.
You're
Miss
right.
Pixie, we appreciate you being transparent, but we got to get back to it. We really appreciate you, sis.
All right, you
We,
guys have a good night.
Big
I'll
play.
talk to you
Pixie
later.
girl. Pixie
we
girl.
don't have to
Pixie girl.
leave.
Real quick.
You can stay, but we
Real
just
quick.
don't want to be centering you like that. Come on, Ali. Go ahead.
I want to ask Pixie girl a quick question.
Oh, let this go. I'm sorry. Come on, Skull.
Um, let's flip that script. Young lady, your husband has the cancer. You're handling the kids, and you have to work 2 or 3 jobs to make things work.
No, no, no. Move on from family. Don't
Is he
move
a
on from
burden?
that one.
Is it? Hold on,
Move
bro.
on.
Let me.
Yeah, that.
No,
But
man.
No,
I just want to
podcast
ask.
answer.
if
I,
she
I,
okay with
I
it, it's
just,
okay.
I
Come
just
on,
want
sis.
to ask this. That's all. I just want to ask this.
I have the cancer, so I don't know what he's asking.
Okay, but okay. I just said flip the script. Your
That's
Okay.
husband has this now. Now your husband has this issue.
Yeah.
You have to work the 2 jobs. You handling the kids. Does he become a burden to you now or no?
No, but
Okay.
it's a mental capacity.
Okay. Okay.
If
That's all I need to know.
if you feel like a burden, you have to understand that. Like if you're
No.
sick and you feel like you
Okay.
can't provide,
Okay.
that's what I was talking about. That's
Okay.
all I
But
was meaning.
reason why I said that because I saw a couple of videos today where a woman said that her husband was definitely ill and sick, and it was a burden on her, and she is going to divorce him because
That's
she
fucked.
was can I she was working 2 or 3 jobs and trying to handle the kids. It was too much for her. So I'm just asking. That's all. I'm sorry. Let me go
No,
back in
it's
my
fine.
corner.
It's fine.
Let me go back in my corner. Bye. Let me go back in my
No, I
corner.
was gonna drop down anyway.
My God.
But
Sorry.
no, I get it, and I understand why. To each his own, they might feel like they're a burden. You know what I mean? Whether you're working too much. That's why I said I feel like I'm going to be a burden. You know what I mean? Going through all this bullshit. And I don't want to do that. And vice versa. You know? I would do everything for him. Every fucking thing. But it's a balance. It's
Okay.
crazy what
Good.
mentally goes through your head when you actually have to live it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that. The reason why I said that because when you were doing that, the video that I saw the day, and I just saw that kind of just popped in my head when you were talking about that. That the lady wanted to actually walk away from her marriage because her husband was really ill, and she had to pick up where he left off at.
Yeah, that's
So
sad.
yeah.
That's horrible. I would do anything and everything. I'd stand in front of a bus, trust. Give me a bullet, I'd take it for my.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. So,
Okay, so we
can I
have
ask? Did anybody know what time the sun come up in the morning since we doing something else?
Oh my
Okay. I'm
God,
sorry.
Disco, move on.
disco. So we're gonna
I'm
let
sorry. I'm
Rose. We're gonna
sorry.
let
I'm
Rose
sorry.
speak, and then we're gonna let Gotta go because they're the new ones on panel.
All right, I'm gonna drop, guys. You guys, good night, I guess. All right.
See, thank you.
Bye.
I only have one question for Ali.
I,
What does mean? What does equal mean to you in a relationship?
Same. We both had the same purpose. We both have the same responsibilities. We're the same people.
But the thing is, Ali, we both human. We don't have. We're not the same gender. If you want this like to be equal in a relationship, it is equal where we can help each other, right?
No, no. There's no way we can be equal. There's no way we can be 50-50. That's a lot of things that women say that sounds good, but there's no way we can be 50-50 in anything that we're doing. How do you calculate that?
Um, yeah, I'm not interested in having a conversation with him. I'm gonna drop.
Miss Rose,
Yeah,
Miss Rose, is you all right?
he just sound. Yeah, I'm not
I
going.
sound
Yeah,
what do I
that's it.
sound? You
Hold,
can
hold
speak your
on.
heart. I'm not gonna be upset. What do I sound like?
Incel.
Excuse me?
She said I sound like a INCEL. You gotta spell it out so you don't flag his show. But you can say that. You think I'm a INCEL and I don't get
Hold on. What?
smecks?
Let me ask her something. Why
Oh
you
Well,
say
Lord.
that, Miss
incel
Oh
Rose?
doesn't mean you didn't get smacked. It
That,
just
Lord.
means that
th-
your
no, that's
your
what that
whole
word means. You're
idea
using the
and what
word
is a
is
man is
involuntarily
just
not
to
being able
stroke
to.
your
No,
ego.
ma'am, you don't know what an
Uh,
incel is then. It means you're involuntarily not getting smecks. That's an incel, ma'am. You can't say that's not what it is when that's exactly what it is.
Bro,
No,
you
what's an
can
incel?
have the
What's an incel? See, they just be using words they don't even know.
do 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 do
okay.
do
For me
do
personally, I think an
Capricorn,
incel is your
You say it's a
mindset,
Disco,
denial.
stop
not
it,
because you're
Disco.
not getting smacked. It's your mindset, the way you think about other
That's
people.
not an incel. Can you Google it? Do you have a computer in front of you? Can you go on your phone? That's not an incel. You're just saying what you want to say.
I'm saying you have the same
No, you said
mindset
I was
as
an
an
incel. You didn't say.
incel.
No, you said I
You
was an
having the
incel.
same yeah, you having the same mindset as them.
So tell me how an incel complains about not getting smacks. How do I have the same mindset?
You just over here complain about not wanting to be equal as with a woman, right?
I'm complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
How am I making? I'm making an observation. How am I complaining making the observation?
So the definition of an incel is a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women. Continue.
I said women with a core of everything. So how am I hostile towards women when I said they're the most valuable thing living on Earth, species living on Earth, being living on Earth?
Don't get too quiet.
Okay, Miss Rose, we're gonna pass the mic around. Song for you. You come on, speak, brother.
Oh,
Patience, man.
gotta
in
gotta gotta go after song. Sorry, guys.
oh sure.
That's cool.
In marriage, is the man and the woman equal? No, absolutely not. It's impossible. I mean, they're designed different, so they can't be equal at all. I mean, the brains are different, the bodies are different, the functions are different, the way they move through life is different. So no, they can't be equal. A woman wouldn't even want him if they were equal. I mean, they choose. My wife said if my husband was equal, he wouldn't be my husband. I mean, I'm 6'3". I mean, I was in business. I had a certain kind of credibility. I don't want to get religious, but Proverbs 24:27 says, don't build a house and a family until you're sure you can produce an income. So the creator also tells men, get your stuff together before you start inviting her in. So automatically that's imbalanced. So they can't be equal in that way if men are leading financially. And so, no, I don't believe that they're equal. The most dominant people that rule the planet are marriages, statistically. And those marriages have clear roles. Of the 25 million millionaires in America, 90% of them are first generation. So 2% are athletes and entertainers. We don't count them, right? It's like winning the lottery. So the other 25 million, 90% of them are first generation and 70% of them have stay-at-home wives. So those women don't believe in a world that's equal. And they built that life together. 70% of them, 68% of the stay-at-home wives have been married to the same men for 30 years. So submissive women that understand gender roles, they rule everybody. I mean, it's not even close. They have the greatest success, the most dominant. It's almost like investing. They have like compounded lives in a good way versus other women. So no, we can't be equal. I'm not equal to my coach. That's why we won 5 championships. He said, get here, we got there. He said, sit down, we sat down. He said, jump, we said, jump. Why would he wouldn't be the coach if he was equal. I wouldn't let him coach me. But no, not at all.
Pastors lying to the public, they ain't got the truth in them. Lights out, gas off, boot listed, city pimping. Blocks on fire cause the homeowners broke as fuck. Taxes up, water bill higher than a civic truck. It's a bigger play, a bigger play. Death before dishonor is the only